600 for Jim Thome. Thome and Jeter, a pair of players who symbolize what is good about baseball. Future Hall of Famers who are among the biggest stars of this generation. Tonight, two guys who will someday be teammates in Cooperstown take the stage as the Yankees and Twins continue their series. Next on Fox Sports North. And Jim Thome not in the lineup, not in the starting lineup, available to pinch hit for the Twins tonight. And Derek Jeter was nice enough to sit down with Jim Thome. I had a chance to ask Derek about the magnitude of hitting that many home runs.
I can't relate. You know, I really can't. I can't imagine hitting 600 home runs. I mean, it's very, very difficult to be a home run hitter and be consistent. And in order to hit 600, I mean, you got to play. Jimmy's played, what, 25, 30 years? I mean, you got to be consistent during that entire time in order to get to 600. So it's a tremendous feat. Couldn't be more proud of him.
The same can be said for getting 3,000 hits. Now, you've got over 2,000 hits. What do you make of getting 3,000?
Same thing. I mean, just an incredible milestone. I don't, you know, to me, getting base hits is something you got to do every day. You got to do every day, and it takes a long time to do it. And it's not just going out and getting one hit a day. You're talking about a guy that gets multiple hits year in and year out, and does it the way it should be done, as far as the team oriented. You know, I mean, watching Derek for years, you know, he's a guy that would go to right field, would play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And, you know, I mean, it's amazing. It is. And he says I have 25 years. I think he has 26. So it's a lot. It's been a joy. It's been a pleasure to watch his career. We've had a lot of very good battles there in the 90s with the Yankees and the Indians, and it's pretty amazing to watch his career, how it's unfolded and where he's at right now.
And a couple of those times in the 90s, Jim Thome's Indians got past the Yankees in the playoffs and got to the World Series.
Well, great job on your part, Dick, getting these guys together, along with you know, both ball clubs helping.
Trevor Fleck.
You know, yep.
Spent a lot of time working on that.
But no, two future Hall of Famers, should be first-time Hall of Fame inductees, and like Ron Cooper mentioned in pregame.
We'll have more of the interview with Jim Thome and Derek Jeter throughout the night and in our postgame show. The Menards batting order for the Yankees tonight: Derek Jeter in the leadoff spot, then Curtis Granderson, Mark Teixeira, Robinson Cano, Nick Swisher, Andrew Jones, Russell Martin, Eduardo Nunez, Brent Gardner. Really nothing wrong with the season series between the Twins and the Yankees that better starting pitching can't correct.
Well, let's hope it starts tonight. And Francisco Liriano, he was the winner in that ball game when Jim Thome hit his 600th home run. He won that ball game against the Tigers 9-6. What he needs to do is trust his pitches in the strike zone. You know, walks have been an issue, as they have been for his mound opponent. These guys hooked up in New York back in April, but for Liriano, he's looking for his first career win against the Yankees, making his 6th career start. He's 0-3, very good, 3.77 ERA, so he's kept the clubs in the game in most of his starts.
And Jeter takes outside, ball one. Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira here in the Yankee first.
Well, you know, you had a chance to sit down with Jeter, and you look at how many hits he had. 3,049 hits. That's a lot of hits.
Inside 2-0. And one of the things that I asked him in the interview, I mean, you look at his physique, and it's hardly changed from his rookie season. We all saw Jim Thome hit his 600th, and then the flashbacks showed his first home run, and, you know, the fly ball right field. And Trevor Plouffe in the corner makes the catch, one away. Jim Thome's beefed up quite a bit over the years, and Jeter about as lean as he was when he first came in. Here's the Northland Ford defense. Tassone, Revere, Plouffe in the outfield. Valencia, Tolbert, a late substitution for Nishioka, is short. Hughes and Morneau on the right side, and Mauer behind the plate.
Completely two different bodies, Dick. You know, Jeter, shortstop. You know, right. Thome's always been almost like a bull. You know, he's so strong. So completely different personalities. But, you know, both these guys have played because they've taken care of themselves. They know what they need to do and what their body can do and what it can't do.
Ball one to Granderson. He'll be followed by Teixeira. And a strike.
Well, Liriano making his 23rd start of the year, his second against the Yankees.
Slider missing. 2-1.
Anderson just 4 for 22 lifetime against Liriano, so keep attacking that strike zone.
To center, hanging in the air for Revere, who now has to come in to make the catch on number 2. A late scratch for the umpires too. Second base umpire Brian Honora with a health matter that will keep him from umpiring here tonight. So we have just 3 umpires. DJ Rayburn behind the plate, Ron Culpa and Jim Wolf on the bases. 2 down, 2 fly ball outs, and here's Mark Teixeira. Ball 1.
Well, Teixeira, switch hitter, hitting .296, a lot better from the right side of the plate, but most of his at-bats coming from the left. 11 of his 33 home runs coming from the right side.
Twins baseball is brought to you in Sony High Definition. And if somebody hits it to left field, it'll be into Sony High Definition. 2-1.
Teixeira just 3 for 18 lifetime against Liriano. There's Rene Tassoni.
Well, it's been an issue for Liriano all year long. Now, 11 pitches, just 4 strikes. On the season, and you talk about a pitcher, you want to throw at least 2 strikes to every ball. That's 67%. Liriano checking in at 57%. Here's a bouncer to third. Valencia gobbles it up, sets, and fired. A little bit of stretch at the other end, and a 1-2-3 first inning for Francisco Liriano. Rally for the Twins. Here's the Menard batting order for your Minnesota Twins. Ben Revere leading off, Trevor Plouffe second. Then some lefties who've had some success against A.J. Burnett, particularly Joe Bauer, Justin Morneau, Jason Kubel, then Danny Valencia, Rene Tassoni, Luke Hughes, and Matt Tolbert.
And it will be A.J. Burnett on the mound, making his 26th start of the year. He is making his 10th career start against the Twins. Pretty good numbers. 4-1 with a 3.20 ERA in his first 9 career starts. But he has struggled since the All-Star break. Just 1 win over his last 6 starts with an ERA at 6.17. Giving up a lot of hits and some walks in 35 innings pitched.
Down and in, ball 1. He won his last start in Kansas City, and it ended a string of 7 starts and about a month and a half without a win. In New York, that doesn't go down too well. Up high, 2-0.
A.J. Burnett Alan James Burnett, 34 years old, in his 3rd season with the Yankees, his 13th major league season. Good fastball in the low 90s, big slow curveball, and a changeup.
3-0. And Ron Gardenhire said his Twins can put some pressure on as long as they make Burnett throw it over the plate. That's probably true for any pitcher, but he at times has got some control issues.
Yeah, he, like Liriano, both came into this ball game with 67 walks on the season. Now Burnett has thrown about 20 more innings than Liriano, but you want to have patience.
Revere takes 5 pitches and has a full count. Plouffe on deck. Pulled on the ground to Robinson Cano. 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Yankees. Speed in left and center. Gardner and Granderson. The veteran Swisher in right. Nunez, Jeter, Cano, Teixeira. Nunez in for Alex Rodriguez for 1 more game. And then Russell Martin behind the plate.
A lot of experience, some Gold Glove winners out there on defense for the Yankees, especially in the infield.
Strike is called, so Burnett missed on his first 3 pitches, and then he's thrown now 4 strikes in a row. Half swing, looked like he went. And home plate umpire DJ Rayborn says yes.
Yeah, that's the first curveball he has thrown. Burnett came up with the Florida Marlins back in 1999, also pitched in Toronto.
That's hit well to right center field. That's hit deep. Off the wall, and Plouffe digs for second, and he's in with a double. When asked about Trevor Plouffe today, manager Ron Gardenhire said, he can do both things. He can pull the ball with authority. He can hit the ball to the opposite field. We just haven't seen enough of that.
Well, it was Plouffe last night who got the Twins on the board in the 1st inning with a home run that he pulled over the left field wall. Here, Burnett, too good a pitch when he's ahead 0-2, and Plouffe hits it off the right center field wall. So Plouffe with his 7th double of the year. Gets in the scoring position with 1 out.
And we showed you Mauer's numbers lifetime against Burnett. Chance for the Twins to again draw first blood. Outside, ball 1. They've all handled Burnett fairly well. Here, a hit to the outfield might put the Twins up 1-0. Down and away, 2-0.
I missed a changeup right there. Hitters overall hitting 250 off of A.J. Burnett. Left-handers 255, right-handers 245. Not that big a difference. He has given up 22 home runs, 10 to lefties, 12 to righties.
On a close pitch. So Burnett trying to hit that spot down and away to Mauer, and he's missed all 3 times. Larry Rothschild and the Yankees have had a 6-man rotation. At the knees, a strike, 3-1. Something they won't have for much longer. And believe it or not, Burnett, high salary and all, he's kind of on the edge of being taken out of the rotation.
Well, there's CC Sabathia and then Freddie Garcia. Garcia put on a disabled list today. And Aaron Lafia, left-hander, claimed off waivers from Seattle. He's now in the bullpen, one of 2 left-handers now for Rothschild.
That's driven hard to right field.
Get over,
and over the head of Swisher. Plouffe held up for a while. He's going to be held at third on Mauer's double. So Plouffe did not get a good read on that ball. And was hanging around the bag in the event Swisher was going to catch it. And so Plouffe doubles, Mauer doubles, but the Twins still don't get a run.
I think, with one out right here, you have to go halfway. You have to go halfway. Plouffe hanging around that bag at second base. Good swing by Joe Mauer. And you can see where Plouffe is. You got to go out halfway to me. Even if he catches it, you got a chance to tag up, go back. And even if he goes back and stays at second, you can still score on a base hit. But Mauer with a double, and Plouffe stops at third, his 12th double of the year for Joe Mauer.
A couple of ringing doubles, but still nothing on the board. Here's Morneau, who will try to change that. See a lot of people in the infield swatting at gnats or bugs around the infield. Apparently with the cooler temperatures and the less humid air, it's been good for the insects. Swing and a miss, and Martin with a nice scoop, 1 strike. Even Burnett swatting gnats in front of his face. Home second, I guess it is the first base umpire, Ron Kulpa's out there. Jeter's been fighting him.
Get the spray out.
One strike to Morneau. Another off-speed pitch, and another pitch dug out of the dirt by Martin.
Yeah, I mean, you look, Plouffe, he's kind of in no man's land right there. Ron Coomer, you're down there. I'm going to ask you, as a former base runner, does he do what he did, or should he have gone halfway?
No, it's a very simple rule, Bert, and both you and Dick were both right. When the ball's hit in the air and you're on second base with 1 out, and the key is with 1 out, you at least go halfway, maybe farther, because the bottom line is if the ball lands, you want to score. You're still in scoring position if the ball's caught, even if you don't advance a base, and that's the big thing. You have to go at least halfway or more, and you got to score on that double.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I was never at second base, and I was never in that situation, and I know Ron Coomer has, so thank you, Ron, for that update on how to do that. Now, that's important. This is not the first time we've seen this happen for the Twins. You know, if a long high fly ball, I'm trying to think. I think Danny Valencia did that in their last homestand. Choked me up.
2 strikes to Morneau. Got enough of it to keep it out of Martin's mitt. The at-bat's still alive, and Burnett really feeding Morneau a lot of breaking.
Yeah,
stuff.
all four pitches so far have been the curveball to Justin. Now, Burnett does have 131 strikeouts and 155 innings pitched.
Tried to steal the inside corner with a fastball and just missed. Very close pitch.
Ooh. Fox tracks. Wow.
Just off the inside corner. Looked like Martin actually wanted it up out of the strike zone. He got a swing and a miss. That gets away from the catcher. And Plouffe will score. Mauer to third, and the Twins get their first run anyway. So Martin dug a couple of curves out of the dirt, but that one landed around the feet of Morneau.
And that's been one problem for A.J. Burnett. That is his 16th wild pitch of the year. And the curveball, watch where it lands at the feet of Justin. Martin unable to get it, and it hits the screen, and then the ball deadens right there. We've seen before that ball hitting the limestone or that advertising piece down behind home plate, and the ball would ricochet right back to the catcher.
That's a lot of wild pitches.
Yes,
infield in now with Mauer at third. And another breaking pitch, tap foul.
Bert, you are a curveball pitcher. To me, he's thrown Morneau all but 1 breaking balls, but it seems like he overthrows him so much that he has no idea where they're going to go. I mean, one of them landed at his front foot. The last one, the wild pitch, landed at one of his back foot. I mean, you got to have some kind of command of that pitch when you're throwing it with a runner on third base, don't you?
Yeah, when he's on, he can throw that curveball at any time, and that one gets a piece of Justin.
Had a fastball fouled off the front leg.
That's why I think we see the 16 wild pitches, because of the inconsistency of that curveball. So it looked like another breaking ball to Justin right off that right instep.
That's why I'm standing over here now, boys.
Oh, boy.
That does not feel good at all.
Well, a long battle here between Burnett and Morneau. The count is 2-2, and Morneau's had 4 2-strike fouls.
Yeah, 8 pitches in this at bat so far.
That's to left field. Mauer sets up for a tag. Gardner's catch. Mauer coming home. Gardner's throw to the plate. He is safe. Martin didn't field the ball. And it's 2-0 Twins. Pretty strong throw by Gardner. It looked like it was right on the money. It may have short hop Martin.
Yeah, bang bang play at home plate. Looked like DJ Rayburn, the umpire. Watch his reaction right here. And he calls Joe Mauer safe. Looked like Joe would have been safe anyway. A little short hop right there. Tough for a catcher to get that and keep the ball in his glove. But Joe going straight in, almost like Jeter did in yesterday's ball game. Feet first. And the Twins take a 2-0 lead. Justin Morneau, 26 RBI of the year.
And Kubel gets a breaking pitch for strike one.
Guys, there's one thing about that at bat with Justin Morneau. He saw a bunch of breaking balls and a mid-90s fastball. Those are at bats we haven't seen and we've missed from Justin Morneau. That's why he's an RBI machine. He can grind out some at bats with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, 9-pitch at bat. Finally got a ball away and hit it far enough, maybe even though it was a close play at home, to score Joe Mauer.
1-1 to Kubel. Fastball fouled, and it's 1-2. One and two to the Twins' designated hitter. Checked his swing.
Well, let's take a look at Joe Mauer's double, but watch Justin in the background. He's also timing the pitch that's coming in. Yeah, good swing by Joe Mauer.
2-2 to Kubel. Foul tip. Martin hangs on. More breaking stuff to another left-handed batter. The Twins get a couple of doubles and a couple of runs in the first. Good start for the Twins, but they've done that earlier in this series and haven't gotten a win yet in the ball game. Francisco Liriano had a 1-2-3 first inning, and now he's got a 2-0 lead.
Well, hopefully those 2 runs relaxed Liriano. You know, every inning very important when you're facing a ball club like the Yankees to get that first guy out. Well, keep that leadoff hitter off the bases. Liriano only 12 pitches in that first inning, and that's a good sign.
2 fly ball outs and a ground ball out. He'll face the cleanup hitter, Robinson Cano. And a first pitch strike. Fouled away, 2 strikes. Cano has emerged over the last couple of years to the point where I think people are now imagining what numbers he's going to put up toward the end of his career and whether he might not be even beyond what Robbie Alomar was at second base. He's got more power than Alomar did. Tapper back to the mound. Liriano has an easy play, makes the throw, 1 down. Talk more about Cano as we move on through the night here. Nick Swisher will hit next. Our Sanford Health injury report. Encouraging news for Michael Kadire. He's going to go through some early BP tomorrow. Hopefully be available tomorrow, and then hopefully be in the starting lineup.
I guess that shot worked, and hopefully Michael Kadire will get back on the playing field. He does not want to go on a disabled list.
No.
He and Danny Valencia are the only 2 that have not.
1 down, Swisher at the plate. Now, you went into the Hall of Fame with Robbie Alomar. Second base has not typically been as offensive as a position as it was with Alomar and Cano. Jeff Kent, powerful.
Well, Joe Morgan had some pop.
Joe Morgan, right, 2-time MVP.
Ryan Sandberg had some pop.
But I mean, people are talking, having looked at Cano's graph line and how he has improved so dramatically, wondering whether they might not be looking at the best second baseman ever. My goodness.
We had career highs last year of 29 home runs, hit 319, drove in 109 runs, and he's about on that pace again this year. Only 28 years old, already been with the Yankees for 7 years.
1-1 and pulled foul. They say defensively he's tightened up his game so much. Used to be guilty of, as a lot of players, maybe taking some at bats out in the field and not focusing on defense, but guy's a Gold Glove winner.
Hey, won the Gold Glove last year. I remember early on he was one of these players that would stand at second base and kind of throw his glove up, maybe thinking about his last at bat. Now it's 2 ways, offense and defense. But I think when you have a guy to your right in Derek Jeter that is so good, you want to be like him, and then guys like that rub off on some of these young kids.
2-2. Swisher, the batter, playing in right field tonight. And a full count. 20 pitches for Liriano, half balls, half strikes.
I like Teixeira, Swisher, a switch hitter, hitting .339 from the right side of the plate. Andrew Jones on deck.
And a slider left up and fouled over the Twins dugout.
See, right here, you've got a 2-0 lead. You don't want to walk a guy right here. Make him swing the bat. No free passes. Not with this lineup that they have. 165 home runs, the most in the American League.
Got him with the slider. And his first strikeout of the game, second out of the second inning.
When Liriano's on, he has as much confidence in that slider as he has the fastball. Look at that. It looks like a fastball, then it just dips in, down and in, and Swisher swings through it.
Here's Andrew Jones, the designated hitter. Popped up right field.
Love those first pitch outs.
Kloof coming in. He ends the inning, and Liriano has a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings.
Smikowski hanging out on the concourse, and I've got the 2001 Cretin-Derham Hall State Championship team celebrating their 10-year reunion here at Target Field. And their head coach, Jim O'Neill, joins me right now. Of course, the best player on that team is playing right now in the ball game. Jim, what are the memories you have of Joe Mauer and that 2001 team?
Well, we got a lot of great memories of Joe, and also all the players from that team. But, you know, he was very instrumental in us winning, no question. But it's really neat to have Joe come see the guys today and have a good, fun day together for their 10th year anniversary.
And Joe had you guys at BP today as your guest. One thing you stated to me earlier was that when you got in trouble, Joe, of course, was a catcher. But what else? When else did you use Joe Mauer in ball games? Explain that.
Well, Joe got us out of a lot of jams pitching-wise. Not too many people know he had a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Go ahead, Dick.
Danny Valencia with a first pitch home run in the second, and it's 3-0.
Right, jumped on that first fastball from A.J. Burnett, and you got to love this right here. Twins take a 3-0 lead. Good solid swing by Danny. Good swing right there. The ball into the bullpen. Right there, the Yankees side.
Here's Rene Tassoni. Inside, got a weak swing and a miss, 1 strike. So the Twins with 3 hits, but they've all been extra base hits. A pair of doubles in the first, and Valencia cranks his 13th home run of the year. One and one. Sony hitless in the series after having a really good series finale in Detroit, hitting a home run in a Twins win. Checks his swing. It's 2-1. And now 3-1 with Luke Hughes on deck.
Well, both these starters here today have something in common. Both of them, Liriano and A.J. Burnett, threw no-hitters, and in their no-hitters, they walked a lot of batters. A.J. Burnett, back in 2001, no-hit the Padres. He walked 9 in that ball game. He struck out 7. And Liriano, of course, earlier this year, pitched a no-hitter in Chicago, where he walked 6 in his no-hitter.
He came back a few starts after that and almost no-hit the Texas Ranger. That no-hit ball through 7. And Tassoni walks. We're back to Robbie and Smikowski.
Well, we're interrupted by the home run, but Jim, you were talking about how Joe got you out of jams pitching.
Yeah, not alone did he hit home runs, but he was great to call on off the bench or from behind the plate to come and get us out of jams pitching-wise. He had a lot of strikeouts and obviously a great athlete.
You knew very early on how special he was going to be. Bert, these guys haven't met. Circle! Bert, they want you to circle them.
There you go. You're all here by circle.
You guys just got circled, all right? Good job, Bert. You made their night.
Here's Luke Hughes taking ball 1. Another breaking pitch off target by A.J. Burnett.
Well, you can already see the inconsistency he has with his breaking ball, and right now he's got to go more fastball and hit the spots with the fastball. He's thrown a lot of breaking balls here in the 36 pitches he's used already.
1-0. Fastball, a swing and a miss. 3 of his fastballs have been plastered pretty hard. 2 doubles and the home run.
But you know, you got to get your location better when you fall behind an account. I mean, Danny Valencia was sitting on fastball that first pitch. He got it and hammered it into the bullpen area. But you fall behind and then you have to come in with a fastball. That's what happened to Joe Mauer. Everything keys off the fastball, even though he has a good curveball. And then there's times to work on the curveball when you get ahead with the fastball.
Another throw to first.
A couple throwovers to Zoni. Only one attempt, and he was caught stealing. Larry Rothschild right there, the pitching coach for Joe Girardi and the Yankees.
Tassone goes on a breaking pitch. Out at second base. Tassone got a good jump. Really looked like a very good tag by Cano at second base.
Yeah, he got a great jump right here. And he runs on a breaking ball. He looks in. And then the feet first slide to quick tag by Cano. And Tassone is called out. Yep. Got him on the arm.
2-1 now to Luke Hughes. And a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Result of his poor control a few starts ago, Burnett was given a 13-1 lead and could not complete 5 innings to get the win. He was given runs back for the White Sox, and Joe Girardi had to take him out of the ball game before he could qualify for a win. Smoke, that's a fair ball. And Hughes digs for second. 4 hits for the Twins, all hit right on the button for extra bases.
Twins getting some good wood against A.J. Burnett for Hughes, his 7th double of the year. Comes on with 1 out. So a fastball that kind of came right back into the swing, and look at this ball right in front of the umpire's feet.
Just got a little bit of the chalk line. The rule is if any part of the ball touches any part of the line, it's fair.
That's Jim Wolf, the third base umpire. Now he's at second base. Middle of the infield.
Here's Matt Tolbert. Outside ball 1. Tsuyoshi Nishioka was in the original starting lineup, and about 45 minutes before game time, Nishioka was scratched with a tight back. So Tolbert has had his own health issues, a sprained left wrist, moved into the starting rotation. Two and 0. Bernard Span on the disabled list with his migraine syndrome.
Yeah, sitting with Nishioka right there. He said he hurt his back, or he felt his back kind of stiffen up when he was taking some ground balls at short.
On the outside corner, 2-1. Alex Rodriguez went through a workout again before the game today. It is possible, if not probable, he'll be activated in time for the game tomorrow. 2-1. To the number 9 batter.
Well, it looks to me he's trying to aim that curveball rather than just let it go.
He's only retired 3 batters, and one of those batters lifted a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Pulled to the right side to Shera. Burnett gets there in front of Tolbert. And Hughes moves up to third, 2 down. Revere to the plate. Twins and Orioles play on Tuesday night at Target Field, and it's a Sports Authority value pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank home run porch and get a free Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for the game. Call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. 3-0 Twins, and now a 2-out hit by Revere could make it a 4-0 lead. Revere tapped out to Cano his first time up. Missing inside, ball 1. 47 pitches for Burnett, 26 strikes. And there's a strike, 1-1. Checked his swing and a nice block by Martin.
Yeah, almost his second wild pitch of the game.
Martin angling his chest protector down, I think, to keep that ball to hit the glove. Kept it in the dirt anyway.
Burnett making his 303rd major league start. He has 119 wins, 109 losses.
Up the middle on a base hit. Revere delivers, and it's 4-0.
Well, again, he fell behind an account, came in with a fastball, and Ben Revere hitting it right back up the middle. Burnett had to get out of the way of this one. So Ben Revere picks up his 19th RBI. Ball going right over the head of the pitcher. As Luke Hughes scores, and the Twins lead 4-0. Seen Ben do that a lot. Balls hit right back up the middle.
Sharply. And here's Plouffe, who doubled off the fence in right center for the first of 5 ringing hits the Twins have had. There's another nice dig by Martin. You know, from a distance, you hear rumblings of Burnett. Boy, he's not pitching well and might not be in the playoff rotation for the Yankees. And you go, well, wait a minute. He's getting $16 million a year for what, 4 more years, whatever it is. But then you watch him pitch. I mean, so far this has been dreadful.
Yeah, a lot of breaking balls. He has not established his fastball to either corner. Falling behind with the breaking ball, then of course the Twins sit on the fastball, and they've been hitting it sharply.
See if Revere takes off here. Earlier this inning, Tassoni was thrown out.
He's got that high leg kick too. He really doesn't utilize that slide step.
One and 0 to Plouffe. Revere goes. Martin's throw, not in time. Cano tagged him on the ankle as he slid in head first.
Ben Revere gets into scoring position, his 22nd stolen base of the year. Remember, this is a guy that was, second stint. I mean, he started the season in AAA, got called up on May 4th. He's up for maybe 2 weeks. Good head first slide, grabbing the bag. And then sent back down, called up on June 2nd. Now's at 22 stolen bases.
2-0 to Plouffe. Mauer on deck. Ben Revere will probably never be a high slugging percentage guy, but if he can continue to do what he's been doing and steal successfully, a high steal rate, a lot of the singles will in essence be doubles. And Plouffe walks on 4. Mauer coming to the plate, and it's not a good sign, I don't suspect. Martin, right after he caught ball 4, he looked in the Yankee dugout.
Here's Larry Rothschild going out. Second walk of the inning for A.J. Burnett. A quick trip to the mound.
Burnett's faced 11 men and retired 4 of them. Mauer ripped a double to right field in the first inning. It looked for a while like the Twins might not be able to turn those 2 doubles into runs. Plouffe was stuck in third, but then a sacrifice fly and a wild pitch scored the 2 run.
We saw Joe Girardi get on the phone now to the bullpen. 6 3-ball counts so far for A.J. Burnett in the 11 batters he's faced. And a high pitch count. Not a very good strike to ball ratio.
Yankees scored 8 runs Thursday night in the win, 8 runs last night in the win. So the Twins know full well that they need to keep scoring here. It's a nice 4-0 start, but they've got a chance to add to their run total here in this second inning. Almost looked like it slipped out of his hand.
But again, you know, starting somebody off with a breaking ball, Joe Mauer a lot of times will take the first pitch. So why not start him with a fastball, you know, down and away? Instead, now Joe, maybe he's ready to swing right now if it's a fastball.
2-0.
There's a fastball out over the zone.
Now it's interesting. There was a phone call out to the bullpen, but there's no activity out there. Maybe called and said, look, if one more man reaches, get somebody warmed up. There's a fastball taken for a strike. Valencia's home run on Burnett's first pitch of the inning made it a 3-0 game. Mauer swings and misses 2-2.
Yeah, he took a little off that fastball right there. In a good spot down in the strike zone.
Pitches in the inning, 58 so far for Burnett. 2-2 to Mauer. Checked his swing, and Revere dives into third base. Good read by Revere. Once the ball got in the dirt, he figured Martin wouldn't field it cleanly, and he took off.
Yeah, second wild pitch of the ball game for A.J. Burnett.
Now it's 3-2, and the runner at first, Plouffe, will be able to take off with the pitch. Full count to Mauer.
Came back with a breaking ball. Joe fouled it off. Jerry White reminding Trevor Plouffe there its count is 3-2 and 2 outs. You have to take off. Luis Ayala warming up.
Another 3-2 to the Twins catcher. Yankee dugout saw what we saw. Plouffe took 2 hard steps towards second on the last pitch and then stopped as if he were confused about the count. And so they try the fake to third and look over to first to see whether they might not catch him leaving early. Just missed. And they're loaded up for Morneau.
And a third walk of the inning. Well, you're all over the place, and all of a sudden you throw a pretty good pitch. That ball a little bit on the low side.
And Burnett's going to be taken out here with 2 out in the second inning, and he's glaring at Joe Girardi. And comes off the mound after a miserable outing here in Minnesota. He had some words for Girardi.
What he is saying right there, I don't know if it's mentioned to Girardi or maybe that last pitch telling Martin that he thought that was a strike. But, you know, Dick, as a pitcher, your main goal is to try to make that plate expand a little bit. What you saw from A.J. Burnett is kind of all over the place. So even though if he did hit his spot, and talk about that 3-2 pitch to Joe Mauer, you're not going to get that called if you're all over the place.
Well, I don't know how Burnett could be upset with the manager taking him out. My goodness, he faced 12 men, retired only 4 of them. And a game-breaking spot here early in the ball game for Justin Morneau, Ron Coomer.
Shortest outing of the year for A.J. Burnett, Ron Coomer.
It's a short outing, and it was definitely directed towards Girardi. And Burnett went to the clubhouse, and Girardi, as soon as he got back, put his lineup card down and followed him right back in. They both came out. As a teammate of Joe, Joe's a pretty straight-laced guy, but he's not going to take much from a player who especially has no right really to say anything. Dick, I'm with you. I mean, he's just all over the place and not very competitive.
Well, that's what Joe Girardi did right here. He went in looking for A.J. Burnett.
And apparently found him. Ayala into the ball game. He struck out Morneau to end the game last night. This one popped up, backing out of play. It's 1-1.
Ayala pitched the 9th inning, a 1-2-3 ninth inning, threw 13 pitches, 8 for strikes. Ayala making his 37th relief appearance.
I've seen too much happen over the years to think there's such a thing as a knockout punch against the Yankees. But Morneau, who when healthy is the king of bases clearing doubles, one of those right here would look pretty good. 1-1 with the full, and the Twins already leading 4-0. That drifts outside. 2-1.
You know, guys, playing in New York with all the veteran players, there's a lot of professionalism, as we've seen even in this series, on how you play the game. Boy, to get upset and leave the clubhouse or the dugout is just pretty amazing to me. You're trying to win World Series. It's not the way you do it, by creating an issue with your manager who's watching this lousy performance.
Well, he's got nobody to blame but himself. It sure didn't look like he was really giving it all as far as his control, and threw a lot of curveballs.
Martin to the mound, trying to coax a really good pitch here to get the Yankees out of further trouble. 2-2 to Morneau. Drove in the second run for the Twins last inning with a sacrifice fly.
Twins led off the inning. Danny Valencia got jumped on that first pitch for a home run, and then a walk, and then a double, a couple more walks, bases loaded, 2 outs.
3-2 to Morneau, and the carousel will be in. So if Morneau hits a double and the runners are going, it should be a bases clearing double, wouldn't you think?
Let's hope he hits a gap somewhere.
3-2 to Morneau. Pulled the string out of him. Morneau did a good job getting a piece of it. 74 miles per hour.
Take a look at the pitch right here. It's almost a spinner that just kind of stayed outside.
It's a lot of confidence in a breaking ball coming out of the bullpen. 3-2 with the bases loaded.
And another breaking pitch, flip foul.
First of all, Ron, they're not his runs.
Oh, now you're saying that as somebody who got burned a few times. Wow. It's a team game, I thought.
They're his runs.
It is a team game, but there's an ME in team, isn't there? You know, guys, we talk about grinding at bats. This is the second one for Justin. He's having another quality at bat again with runners in scoring position.
See if he can get the payoff at the end here.
Had 9 pitches in his first at bat against A.J. Burnett, then got the sacrifice fly. RBI.
Takes low, and it's a bases loaded walk and a 5-0 game. Well, Morneau has 2 runs batted in, and all he's done in 2 plate appearances is lift a lazy fly ball.
On that run charge to A.J. Burnett. So the sinker stayed low and Justin took it.
All right, now everybody knows if you paid attention, Jason does really well with the bases loaded. So we'll see what he can do here with the Twins already leading 5-0.
Yeah, ninth man to bat for the Twins this inning.
Takes a strike. And 2 strikes, fouling it off his front leg.
Well, even though it's a long half inning, saying keep pouring it on, guys. Twins up 5-0. I never minded sitting in that dugout when my team was scoring me a lot of runs.
We're back to team now, Dick. Did you hear that?
2 strikes to Kubel. One and 2. Driven to right. Swisher snags it. The throw coming to the middle infield, and Mauer will score too. So Kubel with a sinking line drive. It's a 2-run single and a 7-0 Twins lead.
All those 7 runs charged to A.J. Burnett. So Jason Kubel with a line drive had some sink on it in front of Nick Swisher. And he gets the ball back towards second base. Trevor Plouffe scores. Joe Mauer scores. And the Twins have a 5-run bottom of the second inning so far. So Kubel picking up RBI number 44 and 45 on the year.
Valencia hit the inning's first pitch into the bullpen for a home run, and he takes strike 1.
Guys, that ball was thrown into second base, and really it didn't seem like that should have been the play, but it was. Joe Mauer got a great break off second base. Seeing Coombs about to swing the bat, Joe started taking off. They had no play at home plate. Great jump and great read by Joe Mauer.
Very high, and it's 1-1. Very good start to the game here tonight. Still 2 men out there with 2 out. Fouled back. 1-2. Now 2-2. When Ayala has misfired, he's been misfiring by a lot.
It's only the second time in A.J. Burnett's career he has not pitched at least through the second inning. The other time back in 2004 against the Braves when he's with the Marlins. That's Burnett's reaction right here. That sinker. I said, okay, those are all my runs.
You're on your own
7
now.
of them.
2-2.
And that's back to me, I think, isn't it?
That's an ugly knee for A.J. Burnett.
Snap back, a little dribbler to Cano. That ends the inning. But a great inning for the Twins, not so much for the Yankees. The Twins put up a 5-spot, lead 7-0. Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. The Cuyuna Range Mine Pit Lakes in the north central area of Minnesota, up in the Crosby Ironton area, Deerwood. Some very unpleasant memories up in the Crosby Ironton area athletically. From Staples, we'd go up there and get our teeth kicked in basketball and baseball, and then we'd turn around and go back to Staples. Nice people up there, just not a whole lot of fond memories. Here's Russell Martin, and Francisco Liriano has a 7-0 lead. 1-1.
Yeah, Martin had a very good night at the plate in last night's victory over the Twins, an 8-1 victory. He had a couple home runs, a solo home run, and a 2-run home run.
And a changeup taken for a strike.
With a 7-0 lead, still as a pitcher, you have to think it's still a 0-0 ball game. You have to continue to pound the strike zone.
Missing inside, and it's 2-2. Bottom third of the Yankee lineup. Martin, Nunez, and Gardner. Called third strike, and Martin exasperated as he walks back to the dugout.
Well, Martin doesn't like to call, but Foxtrack made it show look like it's pretty good pitch. Take a look right here. It's where it crosses the plate. Even Joe caught it a little bit low, knee high. Went across that his left knee.
So 1 down, and here's Eduardo Nunez. Up high, ball 1.
Second strikeout for Liriano.
Scalded down the line, and Nunez, who runs very well, is going to have an extra base hit. So it's a double. First base runner for the Yankees with 1 out in the third. And that'll bring up Brett Gardner.
Yeah, Nunez with his 12th double of the year. Take a look at the pitch. Fastball, not a lot of movement. The ball hammered past Danny Valencia. Got no place to go except for watching it roll into that corner.
Gardner, the batter. And a first pitch strike. Just 1 hit in the series, so one and one. Yankees, of course, leading their division by a half game over the Red Sox. And the Red Sox are in Kansas City playing the Royals. Whoever doesn't win the division will almost certainly be the wild card winner in the American League. 1 and 2. Liriano with a couple of strikeouts. He got Swisher swinging and Martin looking. Bouncer up the middle. And the ball getting by Morneau, and Nunez is going to score. Gardner runs so well, he was going to beat it out. And then the one-hop throw from Luke Hughes got by Morneau, and the Yankees have a run.
That should be an infield base hit for Brett Gardner. And then the error by Hughes allowing Nunez to score. Nunez going over to third right there, and then that hop, and then the short hop of Justin ricochets off his glove, and Nunez scores from third.
So now here's Jeter. You were talking about Liriano's focus needs to be on this being a 1-run lead rather than a 7-run lead, and I suspect couldn't help but be easier against the Yankees when you look who hits, who's the on-deck hitter, having seen them score 8 runs in each of the last 2 nights. And there's their first pitch low, ball 1. One and 0. And up and in 2-0.
Yeah, the ruling on Gardner was an infield base hit. The error by Hughes, so no RBI for Brett Gardner. And a speedy Gardner at first base, 36 stolen bases on the year.
Slider gets a swing and a miss. Says it's low. Oxtrack says 2 of those pitches called low have been right on the bottom edge of the strike zone.
Russell Martin saying, hey, how about me?
3-1. Liriano hasn't walked anybody. Granderson with 34 home runs in the on-deck circle. Tap foul, 3-2. Jeter's grounded into 9 double plays this year. And he just missed the inside corner. And the Yankees are making some noise here in the 3rd inning. I mentioned Granderson with 34 home runs. Ron Coomer, who would have thought that it would be Curtis Granderson among the league leaders in home runs for the Yankees?
Home runs and RBIs, Dick, and here you see the difference. You see real high hands a couple years ago in Detroit, feet narrow or fairly narrow and a very upright stance, so when you stride you end up leaking forward, you get a lot of head movement, and because of that he ended up flying open a lot against left-handers and didn't have a lot of success facing left-handed pitching and stay on the ball. 2011, you see very little movement, a very wide stance, hands go down as you saw them circled, and now all of a sudden he has very little head movement and he's able to stay on the ball better unless you throw a really nasty slider like that last one.
Yeah, Ron, didn't Michael Kadire do the same thing?
Very similar, Bert. When you look at guys that have issues, I was the same way. When I got in trouble, I went forward too much, and what you try to do is spread out and quiet your body down so you have very little head movement. You can stay on the ball much better when you do that.
Well, Granderson has had 2 half-hearted swings, and he's in the hole 0-2.
Granderson, as I mentioned, just 4 for now 23 lifetime against Liriano.
This is going to be a time where it'd be a good time for Frankie to come inside. Granderson probably going to be looking to hit the ball the other way. Nope.
They went to that slider down and away, and Granderson not a good at bat, shaking his head as he walks away.
You know, one thing we've noticed, despite his erratic control, is I think over the course of this season, his slider has gotten faster. We're seeing a slider now 87, 88 miles per hour, where, you know, a couple months ago it seemed like it was in the mid-80s.
Well, I mean, you could tell almost when it releases his hand, it looks like a fastball, and then, you know, the tight spin The bottom just drops out of it. So a big strikeout right there for Liriano.
Here's Teixeira, grounded to Valencia's first time up. Strike one called.
Bert, when you throw your breaking ball and you end up throwing it harder, to me it has less break, but it breaks later in its approach to home plate, or it breaks closer to the hitter. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, your whole idea on a breaking ball, curveball, slider is to make it look like your fastball.
Popped up, foul into the seats, 2 strikes.
If you can do that, then the hitters aren't going to be able to pick it up as quick, and that's where you have those swings, I think, that we saw from Granderson. I have a baseball up here, and the thing is you want it to look like a fastball, but then the curveball is a quick break, so you're thinking fastball, curveball at the end, and that way you get that same rotation, and then the ball just drops.
Liriano, one good pitch away from keeping the damage to a minimum here in the top of the third. Outside, 1-2.
The biggest thing for Liriano, and Rick Anderson said this, is he's just inconsistent with his release point. He can be really on for about 7-8 pitches, and then he'll lose it for 3 or 4, and then hope how quick he can get it back into that good arm slot.
He tried to wrap a slider around the outside corner, but missed. 2-2. Well, he's had to work here in the third inning. He gave up a 1-out double, an infield hit. There was an error, there was a walk, but if he can get through Granderson and Teixeira and give up just 1 run, that'd be a pretty nice job of pitching. 2-2. Very high, and that's what you're talking about right there.
Yeah, just trying to overthrow it right there. That 2-2 pitch so important, because now good speed on the base paths. They'll be taken off. Just trying to overthrow this.
So whenever he's gotten into situations like this, it's been the slider, and Teixeira probably knows that. And it's a changeup. Something down and away.
Nasty.
A nasty pitch to strike out Teixeira and end the inning. And the damage has been limited here in the Yankee third.
Fans, go to foxsportsnorth.com and click on the circlemebert.com, Circle Me Bert, to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game and have a chance to visit us up here in the booth. We'll reveal 2 sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportsnorth.com and the other one on KFAN.com.
Ayala hits the outside corner to Rene Tassoni, who drew a walk in the second inning when the Twins sent 10 men to the plate. Bouncer to Cano. 1 down. You can ask a question online, carsoup.com/baseball. Mike Jensen of Wilmer wondering, after Derek Jeter, who joined the 3,000 hit club, what active player has the most hits?
Ooh, good question. Juan Rodriguez.
Omar Vizquel, Alex Rodriguez, probably the next in that group to join the 3,000 hit club. Strike 1 to Luke Hughes. He doubled and scored last inning. One and one. Over the Twins dugout, 1 and 2. Twins playing tonight with, in reality, no bench. Jim Thome can pinch hit, but Michael Kadayer's not available. Tsuyoshi Nishioka was scratched before the game, so you've got Drew Butera, the backup catcher. That's pretty much it. And that guy, it's hard to come up with an exact number. I'll bet you there have been at least 20 times this year where Ron Gardenhire has had to manage a game with a half player or less available to him, such as the case tonight. You can't make a full, clear, conscious, that ball just foul, substitution, because it's not just the guys on the disabled list. He's got a bench that's crippled.
He writes that lineup card up. He did today. All of a sudden Nishioka's taken out of the lineup, so he puts Tolbert in. There you are, guys.
A couple of days ago, Tolbert was put in as a pinch runner. The DH spot came back around. He had to hit even though he couldn't swing a bat. Twins, of course, will be very cautious with Alexi Casilla because they're dealing with a re-injured hamstring rather than the original injury. 2 and 2 toward the hole, and Jeter can't flag it down. Hughes has a double, now a single. Follow the Twins with MLB.com at Bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com.
Yeah, Luke Hughes getting called up when Denard Span was put on a disabled list. His first 3 at-bats back, he struck out. Well, his last 3 at-bats, one of them last night, got a base hit, and so far a double and a single.
Swing and a miss by Tolbert. 1 strike. Tolbert with a bouncer to second his first time up. Called strike 2. Finished the game last night. Might be asked to pitch a while, although the Yankees do have another pitcher warming up. I'm guessing that's Aaron Laffey out there, newly acquired. On the outside corner, Tolbert fans out number 2.
Yeah, same as strike 2, that little breaking ball that starts out over the plate and then hits that corner. Ayala picks up a strikeout.
So now Ben Revere, a big 2-out single, and the Twins had scored their second run of the inning. But more important is what happened after Revere kept the inning alive. Plouffe and Mauer walked. Morneau walked. Kubel hit a 2-run single, and the Twins, who had just 1 run on the board when Revere hit before, added 4 more. Ball 1.
It's always a good thing when your leadoff hitter hits for the 3rd time, and this is the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Oh, that got Steve Little.
You're going to see all the coaches laugh, other than Steve Little.
You're gonna have to rub him out later.
Gardy trying to control his chuckling.
Rub that knot out.
1-1 to Revere.
There's Aaron Laffey. Just claimed off waivers from the Seattle Mariners.
Down and in. 2-1. Two and 1 to Revere. Right back to Ayala. A scoreless 3rd. When we come back, we'll hear Matone and Derek Jeter.
Jimmy, and as a young player, when you come up, you remember how the players treat you, and Jimmy from day one has always treated me well, and I always had the utmost respect for him, not only as a player but more importantly as a person. So Hall of Fame, he's going to go on as a Hall of Fame player, but in my mind he's a Hall of Fame person.
You'll be able to hear more of that interview. Both Derek Jeter and Jim Thome nice enough to stop by before the game to have a little chat, and that's all coming up in the Twins postgame show tonight. Robinson Cano on the first pitch lines a single to left.
Yeah, Cano in his first at bat, Liriano threw him a couple nasty pitches and got ahead. This time Cano saying, I'm not going to let that happen. Looking fastball the first pitch, and inside out swing, gets a base hit to left field. 3rd hit for the Yankees.
And now Swisher, who went down swinging over the top of a slider in the 2nd inning. In the Fifth inning in Detroit with the Tigers leading the Indians 5-1. Texas and Chicago tied at 2, bottom of the fifth.
Bauer calling time and then saying he wants to go through a new set. Now Liriano wants to talk to him. Find out exactly what they're using here.
And Tolbert wants to know.
Yeah, again, with a runner at first base, the Twins use more than one sign. You'll see some clubs, you'll see, runners take off, like Twins batters go out like we did to Sony earlier, kind of peek in a little bit. Harder to steal signs if there's more than one.
Fastball missing the inside corner. Steve Little just fine after being hit in a line drive. No, he's not calling pitches, but he's giving a sign for a pitch out or a throw over. Blocked by Mauer, 2-0.
Yeah, also maybe, he'll keep an eye on Rob Thompson, the third base coach, and see the signs that he goes through.
Still getting some grief over there about getting hit by that line drive. There's the inside corner. He missed on the first pitch. And Swisher doesn't like the call. 2-1.
Swisher right on top of the plate.
Check swing, strike 2.
Looked like a slider in.
Fouled it against himself, like a fastball inside.
Well, again, you know what, these Yankee hitters, they're looking for something away, and Liriano, to his credit, the last 3 pitches have all been inner half of the plate.
The Yankees have been bothered by the
little gnats.
Gnats, I guess, not mosquitoes.
McCallagher does it all.
Now, I've had people from the Twins and other teams tell me the mosquitoes were really bad at Metropolitan Stadium in the olden days.
Oh, yes.
2-2. And now 3-2. Well, Liriano did a nice job getting out of some difficulty in the third, giving up just the 1 run, but the last thing he wants to do is to create another mess here in the 4th. Full count.
Okay, you got to make him swing the bat right here. No free passes.
Yankees down by 6 runs, but we'll see if Cano takes off anyway. Popped up right field.
Good.
Bloof under it. 1 away. That'll bring up Andrew Jones. You can vote for the Arby's Value Player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. Danny Valencia with the home run leading the voting so far. Francisco Liriano doesn't have, he's not in the top 4 in voting. I thought this game was all about pitching.
It will be as the game goes on after Liriano goes 7 or 8 here tonight.
Here's Andrew Jones. Well, if he's going to go 7 or 8, he could use a few quick outs here. He's really had to work his tail off the last inning and a third. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Changeup And it's 1-1.
Well, we have Circle Me Burt guests here tonight. Neil and Phyllis Folstead. Been married 50 years, so congratulations to you two lovebirds. Welcome up to the booth.
Now, she's up here in part because of the shirt she's wearing. I know that.
I like the shirts.
1-1 to Andrew Jones.
You can go to CircleMeBurt.com and get some of those shirts.
1-2. Jones hit a home run here on Thursday night. And
well, Liriano was 60 pitches, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, giving up 3 hits.
and a fastball in, 2-2. And another full count. So Cano singled on the first pitch of the inning. Count went full to Swisher before his fly ball to right. And now it's 3-2 to Andrew Jones.
Yeah, 6 3-ball counts for Liriano here so far tonight. Get that big lead. You want to attack the strike zone. Liriano pitch count mounting quickly.
Bouncer to third. Out at second. Quick release to first. What a great job by Luke Hughes at second. Making the pivot and getting rid of the ball quickly. It's a double play, and Liriano faces just 3 men in the fourth. Stories start here by AT&T and by Miller High Life. Miller High Life is proud to sponsor Operation Home Base. Give a veteran a piece of the High Life. 7-1, the Twins in front. A 5-run second inning, opening the game up for the Twins, and the Yankees are already on their 3rd pitcher of the night.
Yeah, Aaron Laffey, those numbers with the Seattle Mariners. He was designated for assignment, and then the Yankees picked him up on waivers. So making his first appearance as a New York Yankee.
Window Concepts window of opportunity. Trevor Plouffe, who has scored a couple of runs already here tonight, has done well offensively as of late.
Yeah, we've seen him use all the field, Dick. The home run to left field, then earlier in the ball game, taking that ball to right center off the wall for a double.
Plouffe doubled off the fence in right center, scored in the first, walked and scored in the second. Toward the hole, and Plouffe gets a base hit. So the first pitch bounced to left, a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Mauer. Well, in the immortal words of Yakov Smirnoff, what a country. Here's Aaron Laffey, who was given up by the Indians, picked up by the Mariners, a team going nowhere, last in their division, and now he's pitching for the team with the best record in the American League.
Well, Twins have seen Laffey before. He's not overpowering. He has to hit his spots to be effective. This young man, 26 years old. He was the Indians' number 16 pick back in 2003. Played 4 seasons with the Indians, and again started the season with Seattle. He's kind of following Eric Wedge around a little bit. Eric Wedge, the manager of the Seattle Mariners, was the manager of the Cleveland Indians. Fastball not overpowering. It has a slider and a very good changeup.
2 strikes to Mauer. Doubled and a run scored in the first, a walk and a run scored in the second. Grounded to third. And Nunez starts a double play. 2 down.
Nice pick by Teixeira over at first.
Arby's, Fox Sports North, giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida. Pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card every Friday at any participating Arby's. Then log on to foxsportsnorth.com, click on the Fan Zone tab, and enter the code for the chance to win. Got to be 18 or older and a member of the Fan Zone, though. 2 down, here's Morneau.
Neil and Phyllis are. They're 18 or over.
And have been for quite some time, having been married for 50 years. From Breckenridge, Minnesota. 1 strike to Morneau. And a second strike. Well, Laffey's come in and done something Alex or A.J. Burnett had a tough time doing, and that is throwing strikes. Thrown 6 pitches, all of them over the plate.
Very short start for A.J. Burnett. His other shortest start this year was 4 1/3 innings, so just couldn't get anything going. Been there, done that.
Two strikes. Busted bat and a bouncer to short. Jeter has it. Teixeira has it. And Laffey faces just 3 men in the inning.
and women who serve our country each and every day. And special shout out to my nephews, Marshall and Alex Little, who are serving overseas at this time. God bless you all, and may you return home safely.
Wow, thank you, Steve Little. Fox Sports North honors military members and their families with Operation Home Base, presented the Miller High Life. Give a veteran a piece of the High Life. Join us every Sunday for special Operation Home Base broadcast. We got one of those coming up tomorrow then. We'll focus on the 135th ADT unit. Show your support for the military by logging on to foxsportsnorth.com. Click the Joining Forces logo to send your message of thanks. Russell Martin at the plate, a tapper for a foul, 1 strike. Nunez will follow, and then Gardner. And there is strike 2. One and 2.
Well, Liriano starting his 5th inning of work. 12 pitches in the first, 11, and then the 3rd inning needed 26 pitches, and then 14 in the 4th. So you just stay away from those 20-plus innings, and Liriano can go deep into this ball game.
Into the seats, still 1 and 2. Red Sox have a 4-1 lead over Kansas City. They're in the 6th inning of their game. And so they have a chance to leapfrog the Yankees if this score holds and that score holds. And Martin strikes out.
And Martin striking out for the 2nd time. A called 3rd strike his first time up. Remember that pitch down? It looked like knee high, inner half of the plate. This time he goes down swinging. Very good changeup down in the zone. So Liriano picks up his 5th strikeout.
1 down in the 5th. Here's Eduardo Nunez. He drove a double past Valencia. Lightning quick ground ball that scooted past Valencia into the left field corner. Strike on the outside corner. Bouncer to short. Tolbert has it. 2 down. Gardner will hit, but first it seems like the summer's flown by, and the best evidence is that next weekend is Target's back to school weekend as the Twins host Detroit. 1 week from today, the game starts at 3:10, and the first 5,000 fans 14 and under will get a Twins pencil pouch. Call 800-33-TWINS and check on ticket availability. But the thing that's nice about the pencil pouches, you can put more than pencils in there.
Didn't the kids just get out of school? Now they have to go back again?
You sound like a kid.
Summer just isn't long anymore.
See, I'll bet you were one of those guys. I wasn't, but you were one of those kids that really looked forward to the start of school.
I got a new lunchbox. My mother bought some new brown bags.
Really?
Yeah.
Called strike.
Put my name on it and everything. It's cool.
Was your mom one that would wrap up your sandwich in wax paper, and then you had to bring the wax paper home again so she could reuse it?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, people don't even know what wax paper is anymore. Now it's a Ziploc bag, and you just throw the Ziploc bag away. Did you have a banana in your lunch every day?
Apple.
Really?
Tried to give it to my teachers. They wouldn't take it.
That wasn't going to do it, right?
It didn't work.
Hey, sorry I missed the last 2 weeks. Here's an apple. 1 and 2.
Actually, I was out on that baseball field working on the mound.
Flip to left.
Who needs English anyway?
Tolbert with the catch, a 1-2-3 pitch.
Minnesota State Lottery tickets, and they're for Lloyd here, who made the trip from Owatonna. Bert, tonight celebrating his 77th birthday. He's got his daughter, his granddaughter, and your son-in-law. You're being circled by Bert. You got a beautiful night at the ballpark, and you got the retro jersey on. What's this night like, Lloyd?
Pardon me?
What's this night like for you?
Oh, it's perfect. Yep. Spend the day with my family. Yep.
And how about to be circled by Bert now?
Very nice.
Very nice. You got Jason Kubel a hit. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And happy birthday. Bert?
Yeah, Lloyd, happy 77th birthday to you. And Aaron Laffey giving up his second hit.
Second leadoff hit. Kubel has a pair of hits.
That was Trevor Plouffe that led off the bottom of the fourth inning with a base hit. Good concentration by Kubel.
A couple of hits for Kubel, who had a little bit of a hitting slump he was trying to work through. Might have done that with a couple of sharp singles. Here's Valencia hit a long home run into the bullpen on the first pitch of the second inning. Ball one. Tigers have opened up a 7-1 lead over Cleveland at Comerica Park. If that score holds, it'll be a 3.5 game lead in the Central for Detroit. And Martin gets enough of it to keep Kubel at first. Not where the Twins usually are this time of year. And the White Sox got above the 500 mark, but now they've lost 3 straight. Trying to continue on without A.J. Pierzynski. 6 division championships in the last 9 years. And more often than not, they've been eliminated by the Yankees. Very first year of that stretch, the Twins got past the Oakland A's and then were eliminated by the Angels. Other than that, it's been the Yankees ending their season. And Valencia draws a walk. Rene Tassoni to the plate. We got time for an AT&T trivia question. Who was the last player to lead the American League in home runs and triples?
And triples.
Anderson leading the league in triples, second in home runs. Well, we'll give you some time to think about that. We'll have time to look it up. Mickey Mantle, maybe. Down and away, ball 1 to Tassoni. And a strike, 1-1. Squirted foul past Steve Little. One and two. Tassoni takes a breaking pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Game's far from over. Usually when a team has had a lopsided score, obviously it's been the Yankees, witnessed last night with a lopsided lead over the Twins. Tassone trying to expand a 7-1 Twins lead. And a base hit to right field. Kubel to third. He'll be held. So the Twins fill the bases with nobody out in the fifth.
Well, Tassone picking up his first hit. So the Twins looking to add to this 7-1 lead. A slider, Tassone, good swing right there. Stayed on that ball nicely and hit it into right field.
Luke Hughes has a pair of hits, a double and a single so far. Oh, foul. One strike. Hughes looking into the Twins dugout. I'm watching Joe Vavra up on the top rail. And Joe's first gesture was calm down, wait for it. Doesn't want Hughes to get too jumpy here. And then Joe Vavra pointed to right center field. Taken inside 1-1.
Yeah, again, Laffey, a pitcher that's not going to overpower you, so you want to wait back and let that ball get deep into the strike zone and you know, hopefully hit it sharply up the middle or the other way.
Two and one.
This is Laffey's fourth appearance this year against the Twins, the other three in relief with the Mariners. Well, we have the bases loaded. Kubel, Valencia, and Tassone on the bases.
See what Hughes gets here on 2-1. Another one inside, pounded foul, 2-2.
The only runs that I looked up Laffey, the only runs that the Twins got off of Laffey in those three relief appearances was a 2-run home run off the bat of Jim Thome.
A high fly deep down the line,
they pulled it,
but foul. He got a breaking pitch and he couldn't quite wait long enough. He hit it a ton.
You could tell by Luke's reaction, he knew that ball was going to hook foul.
Now get the double to the opposite field. Things low, and it's a full count with nobody out. Twins have taken one bases loaded walk in this game back in the second inning. Ayala came in with the bases loaded after Burnett loaded him with walks, and Morneau drew a bases full walk. Tolbert on deck. Hughes has a good night going. He's already got a double and a single. And he takes ball 4. So Laffey in his Yankee debut has faced 7 men and retired just 2 of them.
Yeah, second walk of the inning. Larry Rothschild going back out to the mound. Second time the Twins in this ball game have taken a walk with bases loaded. Justin Morneau, an RBI in the second inning on a walk.
Understanding that the Yankees claimed Laffey means that every other team in the American League passed on him. because the Yankees have the best record in the American League. And when you go through the waiver process, you start from the bottom in your own league and work your way to the top. And the Yankees picked him up. And so far, he hasn't shown them much.
Well, when Luke Hughes hit this ball, watch DJ Rayburn right there. He's the umpire because the other remember, we're playing with only three umpires. The third base umpire was in the middle of the infield where he is right now, and that's being Jim Wolf.
Holbert lifts it full. One strike.
No, there is no umpire down that third baseline.
Well, if you were here Thursday night, you'd say they'd screw it up anyway. Right? Ron Gardenhire still believes that ball that Morneau hit in the first inning Thursday night was a fair ball. One strike to Tolbert. And now ball. The acquisition of Laffey, I think, means that the Yankees are looking for bullpen help from the left side.
Left side.
Remember last year the Twins got Randy Flores, and then shortly after that got Brian Fuentes. Tap foul. So what you're left with here on the 20th of August is a week and a half yet, roughly, where if players go through waivers, you can pick them up. But again, the Yankees aren't in the best spot to do that because they do have the best record.
Yeah, they would like to, I'm sure, add another lefty. Well, Laffey is there right now, along with Boone Logan.
One and two to Tolbert. Chance to bust the game wide open here. To center, Granderson. With Valencia setting up to tag, just bluffing. Granderson's throw not cut off. A little miscommunication between Teixeira and Martin, and they look at each other. And one thing Laffey's done right is he was backing up home plate and got the carom off the backstop. So one down.
Well, if you're in New York or you're in Oakland, that might be trouble right there. But because there isn't a lot of room behind the home plate here, Danny Valencia faking like he's going, but the throw not cut off. And Teixeira kind of patted his chest like my fault.
Infield in for Revere. Strike one. Yankees do have a couple of left-handers on the disabled list that haven't pitched for them at all. Pedro Feliciano and Damaso Marte. Nice job again by Martin. He's had his work cut out for him tonight. Burnett was pretty much all over the place and fired a lot of curves in the dirt.
Breaking ball, he just smothers that ball.
See the outfield playing Revere in two. Liner to left. Down for a hit, and Granderson got very lucky there, because if that ball had gotten by him on one hop, as it nearly did, Revere might have gotten his inside the park home run.
But instead, Ben Revere picking up his second RBI on a base hit. Breaking ball left up, and he just went with it. Granderson playing on that little short hop. Gets the ball in his glove. So all runners advance. Danny Valencia scores from third base.
Couple of hits now for Revere. 2 for 4, and we're only in the 5th inning. Here's Plouffe. He's reached all 3 times with 2 hits and a walk. 9-1, the Twins in front.
Say that again.
9-1, the Twins in front. And strike one to Plouffe. 2 strikes. Well, this is an extreme example, but the Twins found out after the All-Star break what happens if your starting pitching isn't very good. And basically, the Yankees got a non-competitive start from A.J. Burnett. Now look where they are, behind 9-1. Half swing. And it's 1-2. Just one thing about the position of the umpires. Now, I don't know this, but I suspect this, and we may find out in the next at bat. The base umpires will rotate, I suspect, now for a left-handed batter when Mauer comes up. So there's a base ump at third to appeal check swings to. There's a ball, 3rd strike, and we're about to find out. 2 down.
Laffey going down and away, and Trevor Plouffe taking it for strike 3.
And the umpires are staying put.
Yeah, Dick, they will not rotate around because the play, they will rotate once the ball is hit, but they have to stay where they think the play is going to be made and not rotate around. You just kind of guess at the the check swing play.
Right. Well, the first base ump, of course, can't move, but I thought the second base ump would move now to third base, but that's not the case. And Mauer takes a strike. And now Jim Wolf is working toward third base, but he's still positioned close to second.
And he moved over there just so he's out of the release point of the pitcher for Joe Mauer.
Right.
1 strike to Mauer. And called second strike. Two runs in the first, 5 in the second, and 2 so far here in the 5th. Fouled away. Tassone at third. Runner at second is Hughes, and Revere's at first. Mauer swings at the curve. Twins send 8 men to the plate. They leave 3, but they score 2, and it's 9-1.
Well, the series finale looks to be a very nice one. Beautiful conditions to get some baseball underway. Looking partly sunny and still quite comfortable with our first pitch temperature at 72.
Perfect weather for baseball.
Isn't it a beautiful night?
And a pretty good looking score for a change too. 9-1 Twins over the Yankees. Top of the 6th coming up. And Derek Jeter will lead off the 6th. He'll be followed by Curtis Granderson and Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, Liriano's only given up 3 hits in the first 5 innings so far. This will be pitch number 75 for Liriano, just missing outside. 45 strikes, 30 balls. So a better ratio for Liriano.
We mentioned all season long he averages a 57% strike throwing percentage. 1-1. Detroit pounding the Indians by the same score, 9-1 in Detroit. Texas and Chicago tied at 2. Carlos Quentin left that game for the White Sox with a left shoulder injury. 2 hopper to Valencia. 1 down. And the Tigers traded Curtis Granderson over to New York for Austin Jackson. And Granderson has developed into one of the best home run hitters of the league.
He really is. You see, he scored 113 runs, most in the American League. RBIs leading with 96. A home run second to Batista. The triples first. Having a great year.
And now Granderson is 0 for 2 tonight. Will face Liriano. Liriano was the Game 1 starter for the Twins in the playoffs last year. And he was up against CC Sabathia. Things were going fine for Liriano until the 6th inning. In fact, the Twins had a lead, and then it all kind of unraveled on not just Liriano, but the Twins. The Yankees won Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3, and that was the end of the season.
The Yankees won that game 6-4. Liriano, 5 2/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs.
But he had him shut out through 5. And Michael Kadire hit an early home run against CC Sabathia. The Twins had a little mojo going. And then it all kind of slipped through their hands, and then they couldn't get it going again. Two and 2. And the dirt. Twins actually tied the game after Liriano exited the game. Here's a 2-hopper. Morneau makes the play out number 2. Bring up Teixeira. AT&T trivia question.
Did you look it up? I didn't have time to look it up.
I didn't. I'm just going to go with Mickey Mantle because he was a great runner and a great slugger. Jim Rice.
My goodness, he would have been one of the last guys I thought of. But 46 home runs, 15 triples. How the heck did he get triples at Fenway Park?
I could have been here till next August 10th and not guessed Jim Rice.
Wow.
One 1-0 to Mark Teixeira. 1-1.
Catch up right there.
Now Rice is in the Hall of Fame, as is Mickey Mantle.
Yes, he is.
So we
ding,
right
ding.
in the sense that we picked an outfielder who's in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Right.
Just didn't happen to pick the right one.
So we got it.
1 and 2. Two and 2. Liriano's really kind of been in trouble only once. He had a 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 second. Faced just 3 men in the 4th, a 1-2-3 fifth. First 2 guys are gone here in the 6th, but in the 3rd inning, Yankees went double, single. There was an error or a walk. And Liriano really buckled down and struck out Granderson and Teixeira. That ended that threat, and the Yankees haven't been able to put together another threat since.
Yeah, 8 3-ball counts for Liriano.
89th pitch of his night as he tries to wrap up the 6th. And Teixeira lifts the foul. Slider fouled off his foot. Wonder how many times hitters do that against Liriano's slider.
It's got very good bite on it.
What's his back foot?
Back foot. Ouch.
Full count. And still 3-2.
Oh, nice grab by that fan. One-handed it.
Didn't drop his drink or his glasses.
Nope.
And now off the front foot. There's a pad on that one.
Well, you got the right foot, now get the left foot. Peter Barkin.
And landed about 4 feet in front of the plate, and a 2-out walk. Teixeira will go to first for Cano.
Second walk for Liriano in the game.
Follow coverage of the Vikings preseason game against Seattle on FoxSportsNorth.com.
Well, you want to get out of this inning, hopefully on 1 or 2 pitches right here. Liriano can get maybe 1 more inning in. 93 pitches right now.
Cano with a comebacker to the mound and a single. Yankee lineup has just 3 hits against Liriano. Swing and a miss. Royals have put a big number up on the Red Sox. It was a 4-1 ball game. Now it's 9-4 Kansas City. Game in the 7th inning. Tapper, foul, and it's 2 strikes to Cano. One of Liriano's better outings of the year tonight. He'd like to get through this 6th inning and maybe go after a 7th, but the Yankees, particularly Teixeira and Cano, fouling some pitches off here and running up the pitch count. There you go. Strikeout of Cano ends the 6th, and the Twins still in control 9-1. And enjoying one of Liriano's best starts of the season.
Yeah, only 3 hits allowed, couple walks, 6 strikeouts for Liriano at 94 pitches.
Justin Morneau to lead off the 6th against Aaron Laffey. First pitch popped up center field. Granderson calls for it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Jason Kubel will hit. Kubel with a pair of singles. First one in the 2nd inning, driving in a pair of runs. Strike 1. Two and 1. Final game of this series coming up tomorrow. And we have another 4-game series coming up. The Orioles, their injury depleted pitching staff, coming in for 4, and then the Tigers in for 3. Good stroke by Kubel, his 3rd hit. 1 out single for Jason Kubel. Tony Oliva, Dan Gladden, and Tim Laudner will be signing autographs tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at the Majestic Athletic Team Store. And the proceeds from the session will benefit a great cause, the Joe Niekro Foundation, which aids in the research and prevention of brain aneurysms. Stop by and get a signature from Tony, Dan, and Tim tomorrow, beginning at 10 a.m. here at the store at Target Field. Joe, very briefly, a teammate of yours.
Yes, nice man.
Danny Valencia. There's a pop-up down the left field line. And Gardner puts it away, out number 2. Grand Casino, story of the game, the Twins scoring early and often.
Well, in the 2nd inning, the Twins sent 10 men to the base. It started with Danny Valencia's home run, and then A.J. Burnett, a little bit wild, walked in a run. Kubel getting an RBI. Knocked in 2 runs right there with that RBI single. It was Ayala that walked in the run of Justin Morneau.
Here's to Sony, a walk and a single. He takes up an in, ball 1. Strike that covers the inside corner. One and 2. Twins have had a base hit, at least one, in every inning against Laffey.
Well, Laffey in his 3rd inning of relief.
Back to Laffey, makes a nice fielding play and throws him out. A scoreless 6. When we come back, we'll hear more from Derek Jeter, who's a member of the 3,000 Hit Club, and Jim Thome joining the 600 Home Run Club.
Jeter, you know, this shortstop the Yankees are bringing up. And, you know, I have to say, I mean, watching him from day one, and I said this on the bench last night, he has never changed. He has never changed. And I think, you know, you hear about great players as they go through their career, and you meet them. We've had the fortunate blessing to do this a long time, but he's never changed as a guy.
We'll head to the top of the 7th inning right now. Nick Swisher. And again, thanks to Derek Jeter and Jim Thome for taking time out of their busy schedules to sit down with us for about 15 minutes. And two very interesting guys, very well spoken. And we'll have more from the interview session this afternoon between two future Hall of Famers. And I'll tip you off as to one of my favorite parts of the interview. Both guys have been such great ambassadors for the game, and I asked Jeter specifically how he was able to maintain that status, being a goodwill ambassador for baseball in the harshest media market in the world. And I thought he gave a really, really insightful and good answer.
Yeah, you told me before, and I you know, I'm not going to give it away, but that's Derek Jeter all over.
Yeah. 3-1 to Swisher here in the 7th inning. And it's hit to well to left, but Tassoni's there for the catch, 1 away.
Well, Tome's played 21 years at the major league level. Derek Jeter 17. So a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work to be able to do what those two men have accomplished. 3,000 hits plus for Jeter and 600 plus home runs for Jim Thome.
The whole ended by addressing the two gentlemen as great team players, and of course that's the one advantage that Jeter has over Thome, who's still looking for his first World Series ring. 1-0 to Andruw Jones. Two and 0. Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. Just about said a few moments ago, Liriano has been his most composed that we've seen him out there in quite some time. Just a couple of walks, and now it's 3-0 to Jones.
Jones takes a fastball, of course. 105 pitches for Liriano.
Off the corner, 3-2.
3-1 slider.
You know, you see an outing like this, and you can't help but go, you know, this is exactly what the Twins need. Alex Burnett warming up. But they don't have a number one. There aren't many Verlanders out there, but when he's on, Liriano gives them their closest presence to them. Little bit high, and Jones ends up taking his walk.
Well, third walk of the ballgame for Liriano, but he's done a good job of damage control. And really, in the second inning, after the Twins had a 7-0 lead, he did give up 1 run, but he stopped it right there by striking out Granderson and Teixeira. And overall, an outstanding performance by Liriano. Finish it strong.
So 1 down, and here's Russell Martin. Pulled to third. Nice backhand pickup by Valencia. And he starts a wonderful double play. And again, Liriano faces just 3 men in the inning. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. or sweet tea for just $1. And by CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. Yeah, you're reading the screen correctly. 9-1 Twins. Francisco Liriano's given up just 3 hits and 1 run. And the Twins jumped on A.J. Burnett and knocked him out in the second inning.
Yeah, Liriano with 108 pitches in 7 very good innings. And Joe Girardi giving some of his regulars some time off.
Wholesale changes, we'll call them. Eric Chavez at third, but here's Corey Wade on the mound.
Yeah, new catcher Cervelli behind the plate. Jorge Posada over at first base. Corey Wade, he worked here a couple nights ago. Worked the 8th inning on Thursday night. 1 shutout inning through 12 pitches, 10 for strikes.
Strike 1. Luke Hughes, the hitter. Couple of hits. Drove in a run with a walk. Twins took 2 bases loaded walks on their way to the 9-1 lead. White Sox beat the Rangers 3-2. But at some cost, with Carlos Quentin leaving because of a shoulder injury. It's hanging in the air to left. Gardner with the catch, 1 away. And now Matt Tolbert. Tolbert 0 for 3. Pressed into the starting lineup when Tsuyoshi Nishioka was scratched with a tight back. Teixeira picks it up. Wade can't make the catch. And Tolbert will get back to the bag. It was a poor throw. That's Posada, I believe, at first base.
Right, Jorge Posada.
Posada with a nice pickup, but he flipped it over the head of Wade. Here's the Northland Ford defense. Revised. Whole new infield. Release players in different positions.
You're right. Martin came out from behind the plate. Here's Jorge Posada. The flip too high, and Wade leaps for it.
He's lucky the ball didn't go over his head. He might be luckier he didn't break an ankle. Look at that awkward fall on his left foot.
Air will be charged to Posada.
And Ben Revere will hit. To left field again. Gardner's right there. Out number 2. That'll bring up Trevor Plouffe. Well, Joe Girardi has the luxury of making these wholesale changes. Ron Gardenhire does not. Again, Nishioka scratched. Jim Tomey's got a little bit of a tight or sore upper back. They listed him as available to pinch hit tonight. Hopefully will be in the lineup tomorrow. Michael Kadire hopes to make himself available tomorrow with a morning workout. Pepsi Max in-game box score, and it all adds up to 9 sweet runs for the Twins.
Sure looks a lot better than it did last night, doesn't it? When the Twins only had 2 hits. So good nights for a lot of the Twins offense.
Straight up in the air. Martin makes the catch. Now playing second base. And the Twins are done in the 7th.
Presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
You know, we're
a lot of great signs. Thank you.
Alex Burnett warming up. You see a sign like that, though, and that to me is one of the great things about this beautiful ballpark for the fans who have fond memories of Metropolitan Stadium and the wonderful outdoor atmosphere there. For those fans, this ballpark has to be an extra special treat.
Alex Burnett making his second appearance in this 4-game series. He worked here on Thursday night, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit through 13 pitches, 8 for strikes.
Eduardo Nunez, Brett Gardner, and then I presume Jorge Posada. Or Eric Chavez. I'm not sure who's going to be hitting in the first spot.
Great job by Francisco Liriano. Again, he's looking for his first career win against the Yankees. This is his 6th start in his young career.
Nunez with a double and a run scored, the only run that the Yankees have scored. Off-speed pitch up and in. Another one up and in, and it's tapped foul. And 2 to Nunez. And to short center, and Hughes can't flag it down, and it's a base hit for Nunez. Leadoff hit here in the 8th. Time for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Liriano clocked as high as 94, and A.J. Burnett, his shortest outing of the year, and was only the second time in his career he's been unable to go at least 2 innings in a start. Clocked as high as 95.
Brett Gardner will hit. Look at Burnett, and I wonder if you do too. You see Jesse Crane where he was a couple of years ago. The only reason I ask this, I think Burnett's got pretty good stuff, but the numbers don't reflect that. Remember, for Jesse Crane, it seemed like he went through a couple of years where it was almost like he was snake bitten out there, where he would make good pitches and bloops would go in. He wouldn't make good pitches, and every mistake was punished. That's kind of where I think Burnett is right now.
Well, I think the biggest thing, almost like Liriano, if you can control your fastball, he's got a good breaking ball, pretty good changeup. And like Jesse Crane, sometimes, relievers, you have 3 or 4 bad outings early, and that ERA, you'll never get it down.
Let's get the force play at second. Nunez, after his soft single to center, is retired. Gardner reaches on a fielder's choice.
Burnett with that 5.77 ERA coming in, but how many times over the last 2 months have the Twins brought him in to get a big out, and he's been able to do it? Right. So he's maturing, I think, as the season's going on.
But you saw the numbers: 39 innings, 41 hits. That's not bad. Only 4 home runs, 17 walks. That's not that bad.
Right.
30 strikeouts. I guess what I'm saying is the Twins showed remarkable patience with Jesse Crane and eventually were rewarded for that. Second half of last year, there might not have been a better setup guy in the American League than Jesse Crane, and then he got the big deal, went to the White Sox. But I'm sure the Twins are in position to show just as much patience with Alex Burnett. Remember last year, the first half, he was pretty good and then just kind of struggled in the second half.
That looked like the slider just down a little bit. He's got good movement on that two-seam fastball. Down and away. The second pitch had good movement, was just out of the strike zone. There, good pitch.
Down and away, but it's looped to left, a base hit. So a pair of hits here against Burnett. First and third, one away. Alex Burnett pitching for the Twins, but earlier it was A.J. Burnett briefly for the Yankees.
Yeah, he just never got it going. A couple runs allowed in that first inning thanks to a wild pitch. But then start off the second inning, it was Danny Valencia with his 13th home run of the year. Made it a 3-0 lead. Just one of those outings.
First and third, one out. And here is Granderson.
Even that pitch, but what was the count? 2-1.
Right.
Posada looking for the fastball. He didn't try to pull it. And that's a veteran hitter like Posada, just taking that pitch and slapping it the other way.
Look at that pitch right there. 95 miles per hour, knee high on the outside corner. That's what we saw from Jesse Crain a couple years ago. And it took a while for everything to click for Jesse. And I think the Twins are pretty optimistic. They've got a good one in Alex Burnett. But within that are some rough spots, and we've seen those this year.
That's not a bad pitch right there. If you miss, you want to miss down on that little two-seam fastball. Trying to get another ground ball.
1-1. Another one at 95, knee high on the outside corner. Jesse developed pretty much a lockdown breaking ball in a situation like this. And I don't know that Burnett quite has that pinned down yet. Check swing. Runner will go from first to second. It was a breaking pitch. It was in the dirt. And Mauer couldn't control the hop.
Now you try to drop that breaking ball when you're ahead just on the other side of home plate, where this one landed in front of home plate. Take a look at the breaking ball. You can see a landing just in front of the plate. And the ball getting away from Joe. So a wild pitch will be charged to Alex Burnett.
2-2. And Mauer comes to the mound. Twins will have some bullpen turnover again this next off season, but I don't think there's any question that provided he stays healthy, Alex Burnett's going to be one of the main guys.
See if they try to go fastball in right here, maybe up a little bit. Away. That gets a ground ball.
The run's going to score, and who knows, they may have been able to get a double play without the wild pitch. Second out of the inning, and Gardner comes in from third.
Granderson getting his 97th RBI of the year.
Tomorrow's a Blue Bunny Kids Day, a fun day for all at the ballpark. The Twins taking on the Yankees. The final game they'll play here this year. Kids get free Blue Bunny ice cream and autographs before the game. They can run the bases at Target Field following the game. Call 800-33-TWINS. Visit twinsbaseball.com. Check on ticket availability for all Sunday games left on the schedule this year. After tomorrow, there are only 2 left. A week from Sunday against the Tigers, and then September 18th against the Indians. There's a strike on the inside corner at 94 miles per hour. Cervelli, the hitter.
Well, I remember it was Cervelli a couple nights ago that Matt Capps just worked away, and Cervelli in that 9th inning got that 2-run single. I believe it might have been a double that kind of put the game out of reach, 8-4. But now they're working him in because he's right on top of the plate.
One and one.
See where Cervelli is. Can't get any closer.
Toes right up on the edge of the batter's box. Elbows hanging over the inside corner. And it's 1-2.
Good hard slider there. Twins don't see the Yankees a lot. You see the Jeters over the years and the Posadas, but the Cervellis you don't see a lot. So the scouting report, you got to look at what other pitchers are doing. Are they busting them hard in? Good stop by
nice
Joe.
Block there, yes. 2-2.
Another breaking ball that lands, in front. You can see Joe. Wow. Good stop.
I'm in the right bicep, it looked like. Two and two.
See, to me, if I'm out there and I face Cervelli and, maybe see the scout report, but I'm going to go off of me, I'm going to try to go inside to see what he can do with that pitch. Now, the first two pitches were inside, but everything else has been out over the plate. When somebody stands that close to the plate, he's telling me two things. He's daring me to go in, or he's having trouble with the ball down and away. Now Joe looks like he's sitting inside. Almost was called a strike. Cervelli looked like he's thinking that ball hit him.
3-2.
Good running fastball right there.
There's what you were talking about the other night, too. I mean, here he feels he got brushed by the pitch, and that wasn't far off the inside corner at all.
Not at all.
Full count. And Cervelli grounds a base hit to right. So a second run comes in, and this is what we were talking about before. Burnett's thrown maybe too many pitches, but he's thrown some good ones. Got 2 earned runs against him this inning. And that's exactly the type of outings Jesse Crain had so many times early in his Twins career.
Yeah, just a fastball. They're not the good control of the fastball, and we haven't seen really, other than the slider. That's a slider right there, but it's about belt high, and Cervelli just hits it the other way.
Here's Chavez. One and 0. A 9-3 ball game. But there are 2 out. Burnett trying to clean up work here in the 8th. Cervelli goes. Twins don't care. It's a called strike. Corner. Velocity's coming down a little bit, but Burnett hitting the corners, and it's 1-2. Bouncer to first. Burnett covers, and that ends the inning. A couple of runs for the Yankees. Twins still lead by plenty as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
finally happening here at Target Field, and we're going to talk about that. We've got a great interview coming your way on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota postgame rap. Frankie Liriano, what a performance by him tonight. 7 very strong innings, surrendering just the 1 run. Derek Jeter and Jim Thome sat down earlier today with Dick Bramer. We'll bring you that conversation in its entirety. You do not want to miss what these 2 milestone achievers this season had to say about one another and get their thoughts on baseball in general. It's a great interview. Make sure you don't miss it. Plus, Gardy's postgame press conference. He should be very happy tonight with his Twins and their performance. Will he be? You'll find out on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. Dick Bramer and Evan.
Thank you, Robbie. Jonathan Noesi warming up for Hector Noesi, I'm sorry, for the Yankees, pitching to Joe Mauer in the 8th.
And Noesi coming in, making his 21st relief appearance. 41 2/3 innings, 40 hits allowed, 43 hits allowed, 13 walks, 2 intentional with 28 strikeouts.
Mauer 1 for 3 with a walk and a couple of runs scored. And Cervelli lays out flat, gets the target down low, and Mauer takes it inside 1-1. Mauer's double, a big one, a ringing double in the first inning. Did not score Trevor Plouffe from second base. He didn't get a good read on the ball, ended up at third, but the Twins got both runs in anyway. 2-1. Saw Drew Butera in the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Justin Morneau. And that's up the line and just across the line. Fielded in foul territory by Posada.
Noesi, just 24 years old, from the Dominican Republic. This is his 3rd stint this season with the Yankees, getting recalled on June 12th. Started the season down in AAA.
And Mauer to the right field corner will have an extra base hit. So Mauer gets his second double of the ball game.
Well, that's nice to see, too, from Joe Mauer. Normally, you know, where they were shading him, you can see Swisher was really shading him over toward right center, because Joe hasn't really pulled that many balls down the right field line. A breaking ball that just stayed up. And you see where Swisher's playing way over here. So Joe, you can see down that right field line, takes a long time for Swisher to get there. So it's a double for Joe. So 2 good at bats in today's ball game for Joe. A couple doubles.
Here's Drew Butera hitting in the cleanup spot. Swing and a miss, 1 strike. Morneau with officially 0 for 2, but he drove in 2 runs, 1 on a fly ball and 1 on a bases loaded walk. Called strike 2.
With Butera hitting for Morneau, Drew will probably catch, and then Joe will probably move over to first.
I would imagine so. Gardenhire talking to Ryo Shinkawa, the translator for Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Butera gone, 1 away. Going Fox Sports North at the Minnesota State Fair, August 25th through Labor Day. Stop by the new location at 1311 Underwood Street, across from the Ballpark Cafe. Watch the Twins on the big screen TVs. Register to win tickets to your favorite hometown team and record a free sports update. Log into foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the event banner for complete details. Here's Kubel. And strike 1. Kubel with 3 solid singles in his last 3 at bats. And he has the batting average back up to .299. Cardinals beat the Red Sox 9-4. So barring a huge comeback by the Yankees, the margin will remain the same. A half game in the East. But you look at the standings. And yeah, the division race is tight, but we all know the Yankees and Red Sox are both going to be in the playoffs. So how much drama will there be down the stretch? In the American League Central, you've got perhaps the best divisional race. And right now, that's 3.5 games. It's wide open in the West. Starting play today, the Rangers have a 6-game lead over the Angels. And in the National League, the margins are growing as we speak.
I kind of hope Tampa Bay, they've been playing better baseball. They're 8-2 over the last 10 ball games.
Yeah, that's a lot of ground to make up, though, isn't it?
Well, with both teams losing here, Boston and hopefully the Yankees tonight. You know, they're 8 back. A lot of games left between those 3 ball clubs.
Philadelphia and Atlanta each won tonight. And the Phillies have a 7.5 game lead over Atlanta, the likely wild card winner in the National League. And in the National League Central, Brewers came back and won today. Cardinals were shut out by Randy Bush's Chicago Cubs. That's an 8.5 game lead now for Milwaukee.
How about what the Brewers are doing in Milwaukee? Beautiful thing. 75-52.
And they are blowing away the rest of their division. It's a soft division. Brewers, thanks to a tremendous home field advantage, seem to be the likely winner in that division.
Yeah, 47-16 at Miller Park.
Both the Diamondbacks and Giants have lost, so that margin's still the same, 2.5 games. But what makes the division races so interesting are when just one of the 2 teams, or 3 teams, if you want to include the White Sox out of the Central, only one of those teams will make the playoffs. That's what made games 163 so excruciatingly enjoyable to watch, because only one team was going to advance. 2-2 to Kubel. Half swing, but I think he went. And Kubel's gone. That's out number 2. So the talk that there might be a second wild card entry out of each league, well, that's great to build up interest in the wild card in the other divisions, but at what cost? You know, I mean, if you would have, it would have some impact on the division races that actually mean a playoff berth.
I just, you know what, I mean, the games already in World Series are in late October. You want to play in the middle of November?
Hey, this field's heated. We played in snow.
Yeah.
One and 0 to Valencia. A couple of runs scored for Valencia. One on his solo home run starting the 2nd inning. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
Yeah, this off of A.J. Burnett on the first pitch in the 2nd inning. It's his 13th home run of the year. That gave the Twins an early 3-0 lead. In that same inning, in the 2nd inning, the Twins added 4 more runs to take a 7-0 lead.
Cervelli somehow kept that ball in the dirt. 2-1.
I guess we have to start games in March, Dick. And then, well, I mean, like the middle of March. Let the season start the middle of March and then end in middle of September. And that way, if they're going to keep adding postseason games, then you're still where we are today, the end of October for the championship.
The plus side of adding another wild card is it would open up an opportunity. The last time 2 teams out of the East didn't go into the playoffs, one was a wild card won as a division champion was in 2006 when the Tigers were the wild card and the Twins were the champion out of the Central. That's in the American League. 3-1. This year, if you just took the records right now, if it were this year and you had a second wild card, and it could come from the same division as the first wild card, the Rays would be in. And Valencia draws another walk. Here's Rene Tassoni.
Twins have taken 7 walks here tonight,
including a couple of bases loaded walks. Sony got a walk after Valencia's home run in the second. One and one. Final game of this series is tomorrow, and then the Twins get to go to New York for one game because of a rainout. What was scheduled to be an off day in the middle of a homestand. The Twins instead will leave on a Sunday afternoon after a day game here. They'll fly to New York Sunday night, play a day game, and then turn around and fly right back to the Twin Cities.
That'll be Nick Blackburn tomorrow afternoon, starting for the Twins. And Ivan Nova, who's having a very good year for the Yankees, 12-4, starting for the Yankees.
Tassoni pops it up. Chavez might have room. Good play by the veteran third baseman. And the Twins are scoreless in the 8th. They'll take a 6-run lead to the 9th. And when we get there, we'll hear more from Jim Thome and Derek Jeter.
Assume anything. You know, I think it's something you look back at your career when your career's over. I've always had a hard time sitting around thinking about what I've done because it's more of what can I do now.
I agree. I don't think you sit here today and go, oh, I'm a Hall of Famer. That's a fine line. That's for other people to decide. You know, I think that's out of respect to the game.
The question was, do they think about going into the Baseball Hall of Fame as you did this summer? Here's the all-time career leaders in home runs. Jim Thome 8th. And maybe with a good run, he could get past Sammy Sosa this year. And the all-time hit leaders in Yankee history. Just think of all the great players that they've had. They've never had anybody get 3,000 hits in a Yankee uniform.
Unbelievable. And, you know, I mean, both of them, I feel, will eventually be in the Hall of Fame. It's just, are they going to be first or second or third, you know, in the first year? I think Jeter first, and should be that man right there in the first time around. You know, the Hall of Fame's also about character. You know, it's about numbers. But it's also about your character throughout your career. And nobody has represented baseball better than that man right there or Jim Thome. They play the game the right way. They play it hard, but they're also great individuals off the field.
And I believe you maybe know this, but in the qualifications or on the ballot for the Hall of Fame itself, I believe the word integrity is used. So it's one of the qualifications to have served in your capacity the game of baseball with integrity. So we showed you the home run list. And there are some names there that will forever be debated, I suppose, as to whether there was enough integrity in the numbers and the character that you speak of. There are no such questions about Jim Thome.
No, not at all. Now, Alex Rodriguez, there's going to be some questions when his time is up.
Inside, Matt Capps pitching as the Yankees are hitting here in the 9th.
But I think the writers so far have done a good job, like with McGuire and Rafael Palmeiro, other guys that have kind of gone through that steroid era. They're kind of making their voices heard.
So Mauer at first and Butera behind the plate. And Capps on the mound. Called third strike, 1 away. We'll have more from Jim Thome and Derek Jeter. Again, we thank them for their time before the game today. And they'll be sitting down with the gray-haired guy there, and we'll have more of our...
and good job by you, Dick.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun to be in the room with those guys, and we'll have more in the post-game show after the conclusion of this game. Here's Andrew Jones, and there's a pitch up high, ball 1. Right now, just to follow up your point, the baseball writers, you say they've done a good job, but they've certainly done a thorough job. There isn't anyone who's come close to getting elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame who has been under that umbrella of suspicion. Here's a deep drive to left off Capps, and it's another home run, I believe. For an umpire short here, they're saying that ball's in play. And Jones glides into second base with a double. And here comes Joe Girardi to argue the point. This we may have in an otherwise already long game. We may have a review, or perhaps DJ Rayburn is going to overrule the call himself.
Well, the fastball right there again. Capps having a tough time getting the ball down, and they're hitting off the railing and then bouncing into back into play. So should be a home run, and Andrew Jones is finishing his trot around the bases. So Jones hitting his second home run in this series, his 9th of the year.
So a home run for Jones, and here's Russell Martin, who started the game behind the plate and now finds himself at second base.
That's the 9th home run that Matt Capps has allowed. You were talking last night about the bullpen of the Yankees, where they do not allow the long ball. And Capps has really struggled with that.
1-0. Just to finish my discussion point, the writers have done a very thorough and convincing job that anyone under the cloud of suspicion won't get close to the Hall of Fame. So that said, unless or until someone, whether it's Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro, unless one of those players,
Roger Clemens,
unless one of those players gets in, the safest assumption is, I think, none of them will get in. Now, when someone gets in, then the debate will really start. Right. Where do you draw the line?
I only wish baseball, and I'm going back a ways and probably shouldn't be brought up, but when they had that list of 104 players, I believe it was, I wish they had brought the whole list out rather than just a handful of guys. That way the Jeff Bagwells who are on the list right now, if his name's not on that, everybody knows, hey, he's been tested. He was, everything came back negative.
2-2 to Martin. Grounded to second. Hughes has it. Over to Mauer, 2 down. And that'll bring up Nunez. Nunez with a pair of hits, and the Yankees only have 7.
Yeah, great job again by Francisco Liriano. Only 3 hits allowed in his 7 innings of work. He's looking to even his record at 9-9.
It's going to look, we hope, like a lopsided score, 9-4. The Twins did get a lot of run scoring early, but the thing that stands out in this game to me is the Twins starter pitched well. 1 run over 7 innings. And the Yankees can be beaten as long as you get good pitching.
Amen.
And they've beaten the Yankees here at Target Field. And a rather convincing win, a lopsided win. They've got a chance for a series split tomorrow, Kevin Goring, in the final game of this 4-game series.
Yeah, chance for a split with momentum on their side. Stay with us.